what's going on, guys? Robbie Blanchard here, and welcome back to another WOD strategy for the 2017 CrossFit Open. We're going to be talking about CrossFit Open 17.2, which was just announced about an hour ago. And if you can believe it, about 2 hours ago, about an hour prior to the announcement, it was actually leaked online. So I don't think there's ever been an open workout that was leaked online, but today that happened. So pretty crazy stuff. But right now we're going to be talking about 17.2. and how you should go about this workout. So we've got a lot of working and moving parts in the workout today, so it's really important that you know what your skill level is, where you're at, and what your goals are in terms of how you want to complete this. So, and it's really going to come down to, honestly and truly, whether or not for the RX division, if you have your bar muscle ups, and for the scale division, whether you have your pull-ups, okay? Of course, we have dumbbells once again, which I think is a little surprising to people. What's really surprising is we're still pulling from the floor once again on those power cleans. So I know a couple people who have been doing, redoing 17.1 over and over again. They had until yesterday to submit. They redid it yesterday as well. And I'm sure their lower back is smoked. So if you're one of those people, the last thing you want to see is more pulling from the floor with the dumbbells. But that's just the way it is, and we have to just deal with it, right? So let's go over the workout and what it entails, and then we'll go into strategy. So 17.2, 12-minute AMRAP, all right? You're going to start out with 2 rounds. A 50-foot walking lunge with dumbbells, okay? 16 toes to bar, and then 8 power cleans with dumbbells, okay? 1 in each hand. All right, 2 rounds of that. After you finish that, you then begin 2 rounds of a 50-foot walking lunge into 16 bar muscle ups, and then into 8 power cleans with those dumbbells, okay? Dumbbell weight is 50 for the fellas for RX, 35 for the ladies. In the scale, it's 35-20. And like I said, in the scale division, instead of toes to bar, you're doing hanging knee raises, which means get the knee up just above parallel, just with the hip crease, okay? And then pull-ups, chin over the bar on those pull-ups, full extension at the bottom, okay? So that's what we got going on for the workout. Now, let's talk about strategy. Let's talk about tips to make this workout really good for you, so that we don't have to redo it 5 or 6 times like a lot of people did in 17.1. So, strategy-wise, top 5 things here. Strategy, we got to talk about the best way to tackle it. And it's going to come down to whether or not you have your bar muscle ups or you have your pull-ups. So if you don't have your bar muscle ups, your workout is right here. Okay, this 50-foot walking lunge, 16 toes to bar, 8 power cleans, 50-foot walking lunge. Okay, I want you to get through that as quickly as you can, do the best you can, be efficient in that movement, because if you don't have your bar muscle ups, right, it doesn't matter. Once you get to that point, if you got another 8 minutes left, it's your job to just try to get your first muscle up, okay? If you can get your first muscle up during the open, that would be awesome, right? It's always a good time to make that happen. So make sure you get warmed up. Maybe the adrenaline will help you get up and over that bar, okay? But up until then, guys, you're just working through that first chunk until you get to the bar muscle ups. And honestly and truly, if you're able to get a couple bar muscle ups, that is gonna put you a lot higher in the rankings, because a lot of people are gonna be stuck right there, okay? Even for myself personally, last year I was not very proficient with my bar muscle ups. I've gotten a lot better now, which is a good thing. But if you aren't there yet, guys, get us through this as quickly as you can. Have a good pace. All right, your pace should be a little bit higher, because you want to get to these bar muscle ups with as much time possible, because that way you can try to get through and get a couple in, right? Same thing if you're in the scale division. If you are doing, get to that point where you get to those through the first part, then you get to through the walking lunge, you get to your 16 pull-ups, chin over the bar, don't have your pull-ups, now is the time to try to get your first couple pull-ups. If you can do that, that will once again put you higher in the rankings in the scale division as well. Okay, so that's really what it comes down to, guys. It comes down to, can you get your bar muscle ups? If so, all right, your strategy is going to be a little bit different. Okay, if you're proficient in your bar muscle ups, I would be breaking those up. Okay, same with your toes to bar, breaking them up. Don't do 16 right off the bat, because once you lose your toes to bars, all right, once you lose your muscle ups, they're gone. They're not going to come back, okay? And then the other thing here, guys, like when we talk about pacing, right, we want to make sure that we know what we're doing. This workout is a little bit different than last week's workout, because last week's workout was 20 minutes. This is 12 minutes, okay? So our pace can be a little bit higher. It's still a longer type workout, okay? It's a little bit different, a little bit less taxing when it comes to those those burpees over the box, but we can really focus on getting to this point. We can turn it on a little bit here, especially in those walking lunges. On those toes to bar, we can turn it on, especially if you can string those together. And same thing with the power cleans, okay? So just keep that in mind when it comes to your pacing. All right, the other thing that's going to come into play here, which I think a lot of people are underestimating, is their grip. Okay, this is all grip in this workout, right? The walking lunges, even though that dumbbell's up on our shoulders, you still got to hold on to it. And my advice to you guys, when you have that up on your shoulders, don't have a death grip on that dumbbell, because that's where you want to rest and save your grip, okay? Just have them resting on your shoulder like so. All right, toes to bar, that's a grip movement. Power cleans, pulling from the floor, that's a grip movement. Bar muscle ups, of course, that's a grip movement, okay? So it's really gonna come down to how long can you keep your grip, okay? If you're fresh, sure, you can get those muscle ups out, those toes to bar, but when you're tired after gripping that dumbbell, that's gonna make a big difference, right? So really try to maintain that grip, try to save your grip on those walking lunges. So if you can get those resting on your shoulders and just kind of have your hands there for support, that's gonna make a bigger difference and kind of save you when it comes to your toes to bar and your cleans, okay? Also, like I said, make sure you break up those movements. On the other thing, guys, number 4, your form. Make sure your form is good, because after a while, if your form's inefficient, say for example on those walking lunges, you're taking too big of a step, or you're finding that you're lunging forward with your back, or you feel like you're arching your back, or your back is forward, okay, that's gonna fatigue over time. Same thing when it comes to those power cleans, all right? A lot of people got smoked with their lower back because when it came to those snatches last week, they were rounding the back, they were bringing their chest down. Make sure you keep that chest up, stay tight, use those hips, okay? Make sure you use those hips. That's where all your power comes from, that's where your explosiveness comes from, and when you're doing cleans, that should be all where the power is happening, okay? So make sure you do that as well, okay? What else here, guys? And finally, the last thing, number 5, is make sure you breathe, okay? A lot of people laugh when I give this suggestion, but it's so true, guys. So many athletes that I work with, I know that every single time they hold their breath. So especially on a walking lunge, especially on a power clean, they're gonna hold their breath. Make sure you breathe, guys. Keep that heart rate down, okay? The more you keep that heart rate down, the better off you'll be. Okay, that way you can turn it on later on. But make sure you keep breathing the entire time. Stay relaxed, stay calm. Don't focus on everything that you have ahead of you. Just focus on each step on that lunge, okay? Each rep on that muscle up or toes to bar, and each rep on that clean, okay? If you don't have your muscle ups yet, don't freak out. Maybe tonight you'll get them, maybe tomorrow you'll get them, maybe this weekend you'll get them, okay? Don't worry about that. Just do the best you can. Work really hard on that first part, and the rest of the time, all right, just work on getting that muscle up, guys. So that's it. Those are my tips and advice for you for 17.2. So if this was helpful for you, make sure you comment below, tag a friend, share it with a friend, and also make sure you like or subscribe to this page if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. And then finally, if you do want to learn how to get your muscle ups a little bit better, I do have a muscle up training program, which I will post a link below that you can check it out as well. So that's it for now, guys. That's 17.2, and I will see you next week in 17.3. Take care and good luck.